All right, so today I'm going to be setting up the helmet mount for the new GoPro I just got so that I can try my hand at some riding footage. The helmet I have for context is the Sidisi Strata 2, and after looking around online for a little while, I decided to go with the chin mounts GoPro attachment, just because one of the things I found as a major selling point was this was one of the only companies I came across that made a mount specifically for this helmet model, which just seemed like kind of a no-brainer. So along with the chin mount itself, I also decided to go with their branded GoPro attachments as well as a GoPro case, just again being that it was designed for this helmet in specific, and you know the pieces are obviously made to work together. I figured it would just be kind of the easiest integration. I plan on doing more of a full media kit breakdown later on down the road, but for now I just want to make sure that it's actually working before I do too much sharing about what that actually looks like. I will say, as far as setup goes though, I just purchased this new GoPro Hero, whatever it is, 11. I'm actually not really that familiar with GoPro, surprisingly. It's one of the systems I've worked with the very least. So I'm excited to get this thing mounted up and hopefully be out riding with it in a couple of days. The mount itself is super lightweight, but it almost feels as light as just like styrofoam or something. And then they also give you this little safety tether just in case one of them comes loose, although from what I've seen, the adhesives on these tend to be pretty reliable. Brand new GoPro, my first ever. Not only is this my first GoPro owning, I've actually barely even used them, like very minimal experience with a GoPro. Thankfully, these are pretty lightweight too, it seems. So I'm hoping between the mount, the hardware, and the actual GoPro itself, that I'd imagine you're not really gonna notice it too much when you're actually out there riding, but I guess we'll find out. And now before we get to securing the mount on the helmet, while this GoPro is straight out of the box and has not had a chance to get dirty, I'm gonna throw on a couple of these screen protectors just to make sure it doesn't get scratched or get dust on the lens any more than it inevitably will at some point. I think I only got one dog hair trapped in there, so that's pretty much a success, and it's not on the lens side. Moving along, we will get the actual adhesive mount secured to the helmet now. So we'll take their alcohol wipe and clean off the front of the helmet. So there's as little dust or oil from fingerprints on there as possible. And it's really not that big of a footprint of the mount, so it's pretty easy to just get it wiped down. And then the next step is gonna be using either a blow dryer or a heat gun. We'll just go ahead and warm up the front of the helmet, as well as when we pull the adhesive off the mount, we'll just give that a quick warm up as well. That'll make sure the adhesive itself just makes much more of a clean establishment when we push it on. All right, before we pull the actual adhesive off, just gonna see how it lines up. Should be a pretty easy fit. Give it a good press. Yeah, that thing already feels tight. I'm not gonna tug on it, of course, but even just as soon as that made contact, you felt it establish a nice grip. Now that we got that seated on there nice and tight, we're gonna give it 24 hours as per the recommendation of the manufacturer before we throw a GoPro on there. But hopefully in another day or two, we'll get some nice riding weather and we'll be able to take this out for a test ride.